So, had a bit of ignite here in the shed and I've cut pretty much the whole back of the car off now. Well, I think it's still fucked, yeah. I've got the front of it fully cut off now. And I don't really know what we're doing. How hard can this be? That's it, alright? That's enough? That's a fucking enough. So I know we're like bopping all over the place. We're back working on the S13 again. I know we were working on the RX-7 and we're doing a bit of both. Got a lot of shit on for this year and we're getting invited to a lot of events. We kind of need to get a car going. So even though we said we wouldn't use this car because it's way too bent, we're gonna try and fix it and see what we can come up with. This obviously is my OG S13, the SR Plenty Shell. This car's been a drift car for some huge amount of time. Like I think we're pushing closer to 20 years than we are 15. Seen lots of hits.
He's settled now. How does he go in here? We saw the understeer last time. It does again. Oh no! Oh no!
We have lots of damage. The tower's all punched up through here, smashed in through here. This is all bent and tweaked. I don't really know how we're going to straighten it, so that's what you're going to kind of capture. But we've cut the front off. We've docked the back off it because the back was all smoked. Going to try and prep this car ready to do something with. Got the interior all stripped. Obviously there was like fire retardant and rust and shit like everywhere in this thing. Does actually look pretty cool to see the car back this bare. I don't think it's ever been this bare since I've owned it. And yeah, we've made a lot of work for ourselves, but hopefully we can get this done in a pretty short time frame. We're just cutting the back off now, putting the suspension back on it. We're going to take it to a wheel liner, try and see how bent the car actually is, and then what we're going to do about it. One of my favorite tools. So it's looking like a buggy now. Now just get those off. They were so Swiss cheese and cooked. I just wanted to cut them off before we wheel on it so we don't get cut or something. But yeah, obviously hitting the fence at Bay Park and Mount Smarts.
13, Dave Steedman certainly applying some pressure in the chase pocket. Ooh, the bro tagged the wall.
So fixed the car. I was pretty angry. I've taken the tail light out on not just one side, but the other side, both. In the one lap. It's a pretty serious number on them. As you saw, I cut it pretty rough. I have marked up here what I want it to look like. But we are going to end up taking most of this tub out and the rail out and all this like whole rear section. So some of these marks pretty rough, but don't matter too much. Put some wheels on it, get in the trailer, do the wheel alignment and start etching a plan. This car looks so funny right now. It's light too, as you'd imagine. So, you might ask why are we taking a bent car to wheel liner? So I've spent a fair bit of time already on this car. I normally always string my car. I can't really very accurately do front caster. I normally pull the doors off and measure to the B-pillars. The B-pillars are really bent on this car. And then when I do the rear traction arm length, I do bump steer and then measure off the A-pillars on the car. Again, both these things aren't very straight and we have quite an odd thing going on at the moment. The back left of the car, when you raise the height of the car up, I can raise that shock up 10 mil and it won't adjust the height of the car at all. So we're trying to work out what's going on, but I'm thinking the car might be like fully like offset because it's quite bent. We kind of don't really know. So we're just trying to rough out and get like a baseline. And then, so we won't worry too much about toe. I guess we will a little bit, but we're pretty much trying to get our angles correct so we can try and work out how bent this car is and where it's bent. Boys are loving it. Never seen anything like this, the wheel liner before. But looks like the caster is way out like we thought it was by almost like 2 degrees. So hopefully that's going to fix the issue that we think we've got. But what's going to be interesting is if we fix the caster and then wheelbase it, see if like we then have an issue with like the length traction arm in the back left. Anyway, we might be chasing ourselves around here a little bit. We'll see how we go. Keep going through. Yeah, that side. Go through the middle. Yep, let's go the other side, same. To the millimetre. It's interesting. I'll measure the hub angle real quick on the back too. Then we'll go from there. But yeah, I'd say that, yeah, the caster was all wrong. So yeah, I've just measured the hub angle in the back. It's just nice to bring it on this flat bed and be able to know. I'm not going to show you the number, but the angle of this hub will affect the whole anti-squat in the back, as well as your bump steer, camber gain, like everything. This car's actually pretty straight. We had a weird problem like I was talking about earlier, where I had to keep adjusting this ride height on this left-hand side up to 10 mil, and it wouldn't change the height of the car at all, which makes me think this wheel's quite heavy. But I was thinking that we might have had an issue with caster. So anyway, it's probably not explained very well. But essentially, for anyone that's not too tech savvy, we had a problem. Maybe we'll fix it. Maybe. Well, I think it's still fucked, yeah. And the body's still cooked. What do you think, though? You like the operation speed?
I think it'll be right.
You'd send it?
Yeah, I reckon it'll be right.
If you saw this in your driveway, would you be proud of owning this?
If it had guards on it, yeah.
How about you, missus? How about you, missus? Well, because my mum turned up before and she looked at it and was just like, "Oh my god, what is this thing?"
Very disappointed, I reckon.
So, had a bit of ignite here in the shed, and I've cut pretty much the whole back of the car off now. Obviously, we had a lot of like pretty daggy material. We did go and have a look at a chassis liner, so hopefully we can square this car up. I have got some pretty good measurements off another S13, and the front is quite bent. What I can gather, the back's pretty good. But basically we're just going to try and trim some of this stuff up, tidy the car up. This looks quite animal, but we're not really tubbing it because that's still the inner skin. Just going to lay something really nicely up in here and seal this up. So it should be really good. When I did this, I didn't have a workshop. I did it in my driveway. I had the rear guard hanging back to here and then just like the clam. But this whole area has been folded up so many times. It was pretty daggy and pretty cooked. So yeah, we just trimmed it out. Do the same to the other side. Does look pretty ridiculous, a little buggy spec like this. But yeah, we'll get this all sorted while we wait for maybe the chassis liner, or if we're going to do it ourselves. I think we're probably going to get impatient. I'm probably going to try and cut the front bars out as well. Start moving that tower around. These cars are so soft, I think I can probably honestly do it on this hoist and with a couple of hooks on the ground, but we'll see how we go. Alright, so we're going to cut some of the bars out of the front. I realised too, now we've started editing some of this from the previous days, probably haven't made it super clear what's going on. We know this tower is definitely bent. You can see it's bent. See a gap through here, and not one on this side. And visually even just eyeball it and see that it's up. This left side's hit heaps of stuff over the years, and I actually already bought the car with a big lot of crash damage on this side anyway. And it just always seems to hit the front left, so we know it's pretty bad. I've sort of done some things to try and make it wheel line okay. This shock's quite a fair bit longer. If you have a look at like a caster adjustment, this adjuster is actually as short as it can go, and that one's almost as long as it can go for it to be even. So we know we have an issue here. Obviously all the stuff we did with the wheel alignment and stuff was just to make sure the rest of the car was pretty good. So basically what we're hoping to do is cut this bar out, cut these through to the roll cage, this one off, maybe this out of the front, and have a think about it. If we do the diagonal, we do know that the front of the rails are essentially all shoved over this way. And the tower itself is up and in. So I'm kind of hoping we might be able to pull this over to that if we strap this on here properly once these bars are released. These cars are pretty soft, so I guess we'll just see. It's really annoying because this bar was hard to make, but anyway, it's got to go. We've got to try and release it. Maybe we'll leave that one in, eh? They're probably smart to leave that one in. Just fuck that one off. Anyway. Just finished with the Sawzall over here. Quite interestingly, this whole thing just released. You can see it's quite substantial too. It's probably like 8 mil or something. So yeah, we definitely have. I was talking before, I was like, I think it's had a fair bit of damage already. That tells me that we definitely have bent this. But if you measure this, even the height of this is all up as well, not just like over here. So this whole tower is up and over. Anyway, we'll keep cutting stuff, keep fixing shit. You know what's super annoying about this? This car, since I've had it, I've crashed into things twice in the front, and neither have been my fault. Lead car went into the wall while I was chasing him, hit him in the door. I like double bounce off the wall. And the other time we tried to fix all the fire damage, ran out at Bay Park, and the tune-up was shit. We tried to modify the tune-up and send it for qualifying, and it cut out and I hit the wall again. So how annoying is it that we're doing all this shit and it's not even really my fault? But I guess that's just how drifting works. So got the front of it fully cut off now, and I don't really know what we're doing. This is one of them weird times where I'm normally hypercritical of people doing this too, where you're just going to come along for the journey. I am absolutely not an expert here at what we're doing. I don't really know if it's even possible to straighten this car like this. I've never done this before, and I guess we're going to see if this works, basically. Everything else we've done, being confident, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing with suspension, we know what we're doing with engines. Comes to this, absolutely no idea. So we're still just gonna make sure this thing's square. Let's see, eh? This seems pretty loose, probably because it is pretty loose. So it's 3 mil out of square. Don't know if we care about 3 mil. I don't know if it's going to be accurate to 3 mil anyway. So, I don't really know. So we're square in the back, 3 mil out in the front, within tolerance, surely. I think we might need to add a few more bars. Obviously stop the car, we're going to try and pull it that way. This is kind of holding it down. We'll try and hold it probably this way. We're going to try and pull it that way. We might get the forklift in and hold it down with that. And I don't know. Let's just see. Yep. So this is the operation. I do think we still need to probably make sure that we pull this back so this can be pulled this way. We know this tower's up and needs to go that way. Looks like we're almost at the perfect angle going on here. Again, like, this is not one of those videos we're telling you we know what we're doing. It's definitely one of those videos that we have no fucking idea and we're kind of having a bit of a go. So let's have a go. 32.2. So our length from there to there is good. If we get on the diag there, 5, 16. So we need to go 8 mil that way. So it just feels like we're just pissing the wind, isn't it? Anyway, very good. Down and over. How hard can this be? Let's see if it moves. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Moves alright. Holy shit. Alright, so I just started to pull the nose of it then. I wonder how much spring back this is gonna have. Probably gonna have to bend it like way past. 15.3. 4 mil out now on the diag. Looking good for height. That's the 15 mil. Bet you it springs back there. Bet you it springs back. gonna try and stop it. I think basically it just tried to obviously just rotate it on the hoist. So we're gonna pull it back on pretty much the same angle back to the forklift. And, all good. We just measured it up and we didn't do anything, so, which probably makes sense. But you could see the tower move in eye, but I'm gonna have to probably pull it a fair way if it actually steer. Yeah, I spread that like 5 minutes off. That's how I was doing heaps still. It's still 10 mil out. That was 17. So we have effectively moved the tower 7 mil in the correct direction. 10 to go. Bad idea. Pretty confident. It's now within 5 mil. Within 3 mil. This is working. Man, not looking too bad here, boys. It's pretty sketchy. What other illegitimate way have we got measuring this? We're actually looking pretty good. Surprisingly. Actually looking pretty good. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I don't even know what to say. Except for that was really sketchy. I don't really want to do it again. Maybe it's worked. That's enough. That's a fucking enough. I think we might have gone way too far. Now we're too far, yeah. What'd you say? Nothing. Oh, looks alright. That might be too far. Look, let's just not worry about it too much in a minute. Height's good. So the height's good. We have pulled it that way a little bit too much. We've pulled it down enough. What do you do? Well, I've been in on the weekend, couldn't help myself. And yeah, we're professional chassis straighteners now, apparently. I don't know about that, but yeah, as you can kind of see, I was a little bit confused, that cross measurement, and was trying to work out, maybe I pulled it too far, but I was working off a measurement off the standard car. That's when we actually realized this tower was bent as well, a little bit. Nowhere near as bad as this one, didn't have the height component, but this tower was a little bit back and in. So yeah, we've got the forklift in, pulled that out nice and straight, and now every single measurement on this car from every single angle, even on the diagonals, are within 3 mil. So I'm definitely confident this is the most straight this car has ever been. I'm pretty stoked with that. Didn't think this video was gonna be something that took 20 minutes. We're just kind of dicking around, cutting stuff off. But yeah, maybe do the YouTube things if you like what we did. Next video, we're gonna try and tune it up a little bit more. Gonna go get some steel, weld a heap of bars in, get this car up to a really presentable standard. Some of the events we're looking to do this year, this car will be obviously a competitive drift car, but also needs to be on display and present really well as well, which is something this car's never had to do before. We have to try and work out how we can clean all this shit up, make the car look really good, do a nice interior, do a nice rear. And that's what we're gonna be doing the next couple of weeks. So yeah, do the YouTube stuff and yeah, see you soon.